Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. We're doing a beer that just showed up in Louisiana in the last month. It's Boulevard Barrel Aged Quad.
The only place I've ever had Boulevard beers, not particularly this one, but just their regular beers, was in 2007. Made a trip to Iowa, and I was gifted some of them while I was there, and they're absolutely delicious. Then I heard that Boulevard got sold or bought out or something
By a Belgian company.
And then the beers kind of changed, because we did get them for a little while here, and they just weren't that great, and then they disappeared. So now this is back on the market. Looks like it's coming in at what would you call that? Dogfish Head style beer bottle without dogfish emblems on it. So. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and crack this open and see what it's all about. It's coming in at 12.2% alcohol. It says it's a barrel-aged ale.
Quadruple ale.
I didn't see that.
And see, I kind of missed the joke when I first did. Now there might be some sediment. I didn't get it at first, but if you look at it, it's Bourbon Barrel Quad, BBQ. And what is Kansas City, Missouri famous for? Barbecue. Barrel age. I said, oh, they're going with barbecue theme. So this company's been around since 1989, but they are owned by Stan Van Steenberg, I think it is, the people that make all those famous Belgian quadruples and other ales. 26 bitterness units, 12.2% alcohol. We got a 2-year date on it, and it's certified kosher. In case you need
also, their trademark emblem kind of resembles Tabasco sauce.
So. Now, when I was at Total Wine, they had 2 other ones, barrel aged. One was 10%, and another one was 12.2. But they're expensive, so I just bought. I said I'll buy one, and then maybe in a month I'll buy another one, and so forth.
How much do these run you?
For the 4-pack, $15, $14.99, I think.
So basically $3.50 a bottle, or 4 bottle.
$3.75 a bottle, yeah. Looks like prune juice. I like prune juice. I don't drink it.
Looks like a dark, worn-out barley wine. It's kind of murky looking, too.
Yeah, it's not clear.
No. All right.
Cheers.
Just getting like dark, worn out figs, prunes, just alcohol too. Whew.
I wish these companies would just say, we use this company's bourbon barrels, but they don't usually. Sometimes they do. But I think it could be because they're using various different companies' bourbon barrels. So why mention it?
Well, before I taste it, I just want to make a statement. I really hope that the amount of alcohol in this did not upset the flavors in it. Meaning that I hope this isn't just going to taste like alcohol.
Yeah, because you're not much of an alcohol drinker, really. You don't care for it much.
Well, I like everything to be married in such a way that it tastes good. Whether it be a high alcohol or low alcohol, it still has to work.
Yeah, you don't want it to just taste like.
I don't want it to just taste like booze.
Yeah, like some of these whiskeys I drink, they taste like rubbing alcohol almost.
Well, that's pretty much what you, when you go to that price range, yeah. That's what you're gonna get.
You're saying that the price range I go for is substandard? All right, anyway, taste.
Well, no, there's a fine line between low end
and
really good stuff
and rock cut.
And then stuff that they've elevated so high that it's taken every note that makes it what it is completely out of it. And I was like, oh, it's so smooth, you gotta get this. It's like, well, if it took everything out of it, that's what you liked and what that product's supposed to be, what's the point?
Oh yeah, we've gone over this off air so many times about whiskey. All right, taste. Oak barrels.
Yeah.
Bourbon barrels for sure. Some of these bourbon barrel aged beers you can't taste the barrel, but this one you can.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the barrel on this one. There's a slight toffiness to it, sweetness.
Prunes, dates. Dark
Let me
raisins.
try that again. Let's get that on the head.
I mean, you know, it's not any of those things. It's just water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. Maybe some candy sugar. It's the quad. Might be using some candy sugar, which I think is beet sugar. Does taste kind of like beets. Now that I mention it,
It's real heavy. It's real alcohol-y. That was my fear about trying this one. It was going to be way too much alcohol. I got to call that on this one. This one's, it's very alcohol-y. It's sweet. It lingers. It stays around. It's almost like a butterscotch toffiness going on with it.
yeah, it's definitely there. It's like a fruit cake. You know, like those dark fruit cakes.
I wouldn't go that far. No, it's falling off.
Or rum
This
cake.
this is too strong for the beer.
You mean the flavor is stronger than the ABV?
No, I mean the alcohol is too much for this.
You think it's higher than 12.2 that they're saying on
I'm
the bottle?
not saying that at all. What I'm saying is this is an unbalanced beer that has too much alcohol in it.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, in the past, you've theorized that some of the beers seem higher than they're putting on the bottle.
I don't know. All I'm saying is this one, it's not balanced.
It's just too boozy.
It's boozy. It's way boozy.
Well, what do I always say? You gotta
It's way boozy.
call it the way I want you to call it. Isn't that what I always say?
Tastes like they used pralines or something.
You know what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta call it the way you see it. Pralines.
Yeah,
That's what I
like-
said. Candy sugar.
Candied, like as some people might know them as candied pecans.
Candied pecans.
Right.
See, there is a little nuttiness. Do you detect any other kind of weird flavor in it? Any specific flavor? Because I'm going to tell you about something in a moment.
There's chaw. I mean, I can taste the chaw.
Char.
Chaw.
Okay, I didn't
And
know about
there's,
this. When my daughter and I did the review,
You're not allowing me to answer. You're just like bum rushing me.
I'm that way.
Char is this sweetness. It's just sugar. Just tastes like sugar beer. Just tastes like sugar, char, and alcohol. With the prunes.
Well,
Go
after
ahead.
we did the duo review, and she had a headache, but she actually felt better after we did the two beers, well, the beer and the cocktail. I had never done research on this beer, so I looked up the website and I was reading about it, and I was like, what? What am I reading here? They said after they age it, they said something like it needs more with it, like it needs, in other words, they added this to it to make it better, what they're saying basically, and they add cherries to it.
Cherries?
Like
Nah.
real cherries. You don't pick that up. I didn't pick up any cherry when we did the duo review. And I'm still not really picking up cherries. Maybe tartness from cherries. Cherries are very tart.
It's like some fruit body, but nothing.
You would never guess cherries if I hadn't told you. No.
Unless they use bitter cherries.
Yeah, well, they have those kinds.
No, no, I'm not getting cherries. Sorry, guys.
Heavy body,
Heavy,
sweet
Boozy.
finish. Sweet finish.
boozy, and heavy.
So you're going to give this a bad score, I have a feeling. You wouldn't pay $15 for this 4-pack.
The alcohol content's too high in it. It's kind of washed out all the flavors.
Oh, you have to try the 10% one.
I think something like this shouldn't rock any higher than like 8.
Whoa, Boulevard. You know where to retaliate.
Bring it.
I didn't say any of
Bring
these
it.
things. I was giving it an A, you know. It's not like the greatest thing. I mean, Founders makes better barrel-aged beers. Goose Island makes better barrel-aged beers. But it's nice, you know. It is nice. To me. You saying no.
It's just strange a little bit. I'm gonna give this a B, just a solid B. I think it's overly boozy. I think the booze, the char, and the bourbon barrels just kind of washed any kind of beer flavor out of it. Not really knowing what they're looking for with this, but overall it's a good product. I'm not gonna slam the product, but I'm just saying this particular flavor and alcohol is just a little too strong. Should put some more MSG in it, man.
MSG. Yeah, get some accent. You got any accent? So I'm saying, to me, I like the rich flavors, but I mean, you couldn't drink but more than one.
But the flavors are washed out, but it over alcohol.
No, I don't think so. But I like it. I like the. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I like the fruit cake. To me, it tastes like a dark fruit cake, and it makes sense. Cherries.
Okay, you give everything that everybody else says good. You give it an A. Everything. You cave into peer pressure.
That's not true.
Also, if it's a name brand, you're going to give it an A.
Nope. I did Keystone Premium. I did Keystone, and I gave it a C minus.
Okay.
That's a name brand, but it's discontinued.
Can we talk about that stout you did?
What are you talking about?
Wasn't that a stout you did? It had absolutely no flavor of what it was printed on it.
Oh, the oyster stout.
But you still gave it a what?
Gave it an A. It tasted most excellent, but I didn't pick up any oyster flavor.
So
no.
why would you give something that says it's an oyster stout? You can't pick up the flavor of oysters. Why would you give it an A? I'm curious. I'm just asking.
Well,
I'm sure your audience wants to know.
They didn't claim that it was flavorful oysters. They just said they had oysters.
But if it says I'm an oyster stout, shouldn't it taste like oyster stout? Shouldn't it be like some kind of like, I don't know, some freshness?
I don't know. I just, it tasted really nice to me. I mean, a lot of these.
It's like if you have a pumpkin ale and it doesn't taste like pumpkin.
Oh yeah. Now I will say this: when you get some of these, when you get some of these chilada beers made with the clam broth, they do have a very. No, when you get some of those chilada beers,
Yes,
like
that's
they
what
taste
I was
like
talking
seafood.
about.
They
Yeah.
taste like shellfish.
They actually have that in there. Like when you shuck oysters, we're in Louisiana. Oysters all over the place right now. When you shuck oysters and you put them in a bowl, because you're going to do a sack or half sack, and you continue to shuck them, the oysters excrete juice coming out of it. And that juice is really what should be used in some of these products, because that will give you the flavor of, some might call it the ocean, we call it the Gulf, the freshness, the fresh water, the slight saltiness. All that should be in something like that. If you're not getting it, and we're in an oyster region, and we know what oysters taste like, but if you're not getting it, for instance, there was a beer
from Abita.
not from Abita, that somebody made for Abita in a contest at LSU, and then Abita adopted it and changed it. But when it came out, it was in this big bottle called Bad Mother Shucker, and it was an oyster stout, and that was the most fantastic oyster stout I ever tried. It was the only one I've ever tried in my life.
Did it taste like the sea?
It did. It was good.
But you can get some of those canned chiladas right at Racetrack, and they'll taste like raw seafood.
I might still have one.
Canned chilada? Oh, the Bad Mother Shucker. That's what I am. That's me. Anyway.
I still might have a Bad Mother Shucker. In the cellar.
Actually, I never shucked an oyster, but I've eaten them. And I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But anyway, so les bon temps relais. I'm going to score it a solid A, a 94 out of 100. You're saying like an 84 out of 100.
I'm just going to give it a solid B. Yeah, it was a little
84.
over the top with the alcohol, so it kind of drowned out the flavors to me.
Oh well, that's the way it goes. So just got to get back to the drawing board, Boulevard. Got to call Sazerac.
It's all about the flavor. It's all about welcome to Flavor Channel.
You got to get with this Sazerac people, make a Southern Comfort version. All right.
Oi.
So y'all go to Kansas City, Missouri and tour the Boulevard Brewing Company Brewery. Les bon temps relais.
Drink better beer.